Hey everyone, welcome to the Geek Chat. I'm Rich,
I'm Des.
and we have a full show for you. A whole bunch of number ones. We're going to be talking about that new Fantastic Four trailer that dropped today. So,
And the end of
you know,
Daredevil.
yeah, and the blast Daredevil. Yeah. Okay, so let's get this started. We got a full show. Hey, I was mesmerized by that. Thanks for watching. I saw us in
Yeah.
it. I saw a lot of familiar faces. That was
Yeah,
pretty cool.
I was pumping. I was like getting
I
hyped.
liked it.
Yeah.
I know. That was great. I don't know who put that together, producer Kyle, but it was really good.
It
So,
was good. I enjoyed it.
welcome. You're watching the Geek Chat. It means it's Thursday night. You're watching it on the Experience, where you can watch great stuff every day of the week. Sales shows, our kinds of shows, all kinds of shows, actually. Hey, Paul, welcome in. Hope that was it a musical? Was good last night? I don't know. It was something. It was a show. Yeah, I
Yes,
am hyped because
it was
I loved the books we read this week. I can't wait to talk about them.
it was Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Oh, many
Yeah.
different colors.
Yes. He's almost like Shade, the changing man.
Or that weird absolute Martian Manhunter. Oh,
The
we might have a
colors.
new opener next week. That's kind of cool.
Yes, thank you, Kyle. I would like if I'm excited. Let's go. Let's kick it into the stratosphere, folks. But yeah, like Rich said, we got a great show for you. We're gonna talk about Daredevil. We're gonna talk about that Fantastic Four trailer, and a couple of comics. So definitely super excited. But before we start, we got a giveaway. We always have a giveaway. Giveaway now. So we're giving away this Superior Avengers
Oh,
#1
sugar. Hold
variant.
on.
Oh, sugar.
I forgot who it's by. Well, I can't swear.
Yeah, it's so hashtag Geek Chat in the chat to win. We want to give it away because, as always, if we do not give it away, Rich gets it.
I get it. And this one, Superior Avengers #1, 1 in 25 by Alessandro Cappuccio.
Yes,
Yes.
that
So it's
guy.
funny. When I was posting this, I tried to Google it because in case you typed it wrong, one of the things had an H at the end. And I was like,
Oh,
that's weird. But it
that's
wasn't an H. There was just CCIO.
yeah. Oh, there's an H on it for accident. I'm sorry.
No, there was
Oh,
no H. I looked
okay.
it up.
So I
Yeah.
put an
So
H in by accident. Oh, sorry.
Steve, Thundercats, ho, maybe.
Yeah.
Hello, Jabroni Chief.
Oh, my cat's
Yeah,
running.
yeah. I was in a Thundercats mood today. I was
Yes.
going through all my shirts, and I'm like, okay, I'll do Thundercats. What the
You're
heck?
looking a little tigra about the whiteness and the. I can see it.
Yes. The friend that we haven't seen in a long time, he's like, your beard's so short. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't grow long anymore. It just kind of grows out. Cougs grows down, mine grows out.
Yeah,
So
it's like
I'm trying to keep it in check as much as
very,
I can. So
very much a palm tree. You are.
yeah.
But yeah, that's our giveaway for today. We really want to give it away. Again, hashtag Geek Chat in the description, sorry, in the comment section below, and we'll get it out to you. So please. And this is a book that we're going to be reviewing. And I'm actually interested to hear what Rich has to say about that as well, because I have to say this little hint. The books are interesting. The books are interesting this week, so I'll just leave it at that. I'll tell you something that was kind of interesting, depending on your point of view, and that was Daredevil: Born Again, episode 9, the last episode of season 1, and we left it off with a bang. All right, Rich, I'll start off with you, buddy.
So I just want to let everyone know they've already announced season 2. It's March of 2026.
Yeah. It was always going to be that they
Yep.
did them both at the same time. So,
And I think the executive producer, someone on the thing was saying he sees unlimited seasons. I mean, you're only doing 9 episodes. It's not very long, and you could have told more. But it is what it is. We got 9 episodes. We got some filler episodes. Overall, the show was a show. It was entertaining when it needed to be. Um, I think the use of Muse was a little wasted. And then in this finale, we get a lot of action, a lot of blood, a lot of CGI blood. We get Frank Castle being the Punisher.
Finally.
Kind of meta if you think about it, too. The way what's going on in the real world versus what the Punisher said to those cops. We get Karen Page back. Spoilers. You know, when Matt wakes up in the hospital, first word he says is Karen, and the new girlfriend. He needs to dump her, by the way.
Oh, I think that they're setting it up already with her becoming like the Kingpin's chief of mental health or something like that. Yeah, they're already setting it up. Like
Yeah,
this is she's going to become um, uh, an antagonist towards Matt because it's going to get in the way. They're bringing in this romantic tension right now about the two of them, and unfortunately, knowing how Marvel writers are, one of those ladies is probably going to die. Unfortunately, so
yeah. We get a lot of setup for maybe
it was
the
all set
next.
up.
You watched the after
It,
the credits, right?
yes, yeah,
Okay.
it was all set up. Like the whole
Yeah.
thing was set up, and I think what they're doing is when someone says to you, "I see unlimited seasons with this," it means that this might be the catalyst for the new Marvel TV landscape. Hi
Yeah. Hey,
Barlord.
Barlord.
And by that
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm probably not going to say this out loud because they don't ever want to be quoted as saying this, but if my trajectory is way it is, the movies are going to be larger than life type stuff, and the
Hey,
TV
Zax. Welcome
is
in.
going to be street level type stuff.
Yeah, oh God,
Hey,
yeah.
Zach.
That's their goal. You know,
And then
and I don't mind that at all.
no, I think definitely the smaller screen is definitely a way for the street level characters to shine. And I really hope that the tones of the next series that are going to come out of this kind of Born Again, because I never really thought about the whole Born Again moniker as being this could be Marvel's Born Again too. If they're going to be changing up the landscape of um their street level heroes. Like I
Yeah.
I really believe that this is a really good way for them to do that by introducing the swordsman, by introducing other street level vigilantes. I really believe that the next season we're going to get a ton of new street level vigilantes that are going to rise up and overthrow or challenge the kingpin because that whole adage about there were no supervillains until superheroes showed up, so there was no heroes until this villain showed up, and I think they're
Yeah.
they're going to try to put that on its ear. And I'm just more wondering which characters we're going to get now, and I think that was the one that really, because I don't know about you, who were the people that were in the cage? Like I didn't the cages. Like I know we identified,
I think a lot of
the
them, I think
swordsman,
they were
but
some of them I think were the council as well.
yeah, but I wonder like who could some of these people be that were in the prison
Yeah.
area. So part of me is like, okay, we're finally gonna get some street level characters that are going to pop out. Let's see what's going on, and then leave it to the internet to just go crazy with speculations that Spider-Man's going to
Oh
be.
my God.
And I'm
Yeah,
like, what?
I was seeing that all today
I
or
was like,
yesterday.
what? What? No, no, no. You're not going to
They're
get
not gonna put
Spider-Man.
the money into this
They're
now.
not going to get. You're
Uh,
not going to get Spider-Man. Sorry,
it's
he might
funny
get
because
references, but you're not going to get
I
Spider-Man.
I
Sorry.
Don, my friend, he was saying that Spider-Man and was it the Secret Wars? One of them, he thinks the Spider-Man is gonna take place at the same time from Spider-Man's view when the actual movie comes out. I don't know how much of that might be true, but did you realize that we were supposed to have been watching Kang's movie? Was it this week or last week? Something about, remember the Kang movie was set for,
Oh, like the King
yeah,
Dynasty or something?
yeah, and then they pushed it back. I'm kind of
Yeah.
glad they dropped Kang. I'm hoping that after this whole Secret Wars thing, we can go back to telling complete stories about, oh, I don't know, the people that are in the title of the movie,
I
maybe.
mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know though. I mean, don't count out what's his name? The guy that got canned. I can't remember his name now. It's like
They got
stupid.
canned.
No, the guy who was Kang, the actor.
Oh, Kang.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
because
think they're done.
well, I
They've moved
don't know.
on.
But everyone thought that they were done with James Gunn, but he didn't assault anybody. So and neither did he though. Supposedly that was out of court. He's just not a really nice person.
Oh, okay.
But I don't
Yeah.
know. The whole like his whole movie, like the magazine Dreams, did really well, and so who knows? Who knows what
Yeah.
Marvel's gonna do?
But
But
speaking of independent movies, not really. Fantastic Four dropped the trailer.
yeah,
What did you think of it?
I'm trying to maintain
Ah,
a good level, a consistent level of hype,
yeah.
and not like over like get too hyped up. Because before we start, we have like a little powwow before we start. We talk to producer Kyle and we talk about stuff. And he hasn't watched the trailer. And and the reason that he gave was very, very good because sometimes they spoil
You
the
are
whole thing.
putting this man's just out.
No, but I think that's a great thing because I think sometimes
Everybody here knows the why I don't watch trailers. It's been public
Okay,
for five.
yeah, but
okay, good.
but no, I'm just saying. I
Putting
think
out
a
his
lot of people,
laundry.
but no, but I think a lot of people have a valid that's a valid, you know, a valid idea and thought because we got the final trailer for the Thunderbolts, we get this new trailer for Fantastic Four, and that's like everything is kind of given to you already. And so I was thinking about what Kyle had said, and I was like, do I let, like, am I hyped because of the movie, or am I hyped because of what I've seen so far? you know, because I love Fantastic Four. I think they're great. I think very few people can get them right. The family dynamic versus the adventure and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So for me, when I watched the trailer, I was like super hyped. I was super hyped. But then when producer Kyle was talking, I thought to myself, well, am I hyped for what I'm going to see, or am I hyped for the overall likeness of the, like, just the fact that we're getting Fantastic Four, and it looks to be a really good one. So for me, looking at both of those lenses, I am maintaining a I'm trying to say a calm level of hype. We got to see the Silver Surfer for the first time, the female Silver Surfer. I thought she looked great. All CGI, that's fine. I do think that she's super glossy compared to the original movie that came out like the early 2000s, where they had Silver Surfer had that kind of matte finish. She's like super shiny and silvery. So I thought that was really kind of cool. I thought her presence and her action sequences were fun. Um I loved the interaction with the Thing and the people. Thing is not he's not a monster. I think they're really capitalizing on his lovable blue-eyed Thing nature, and I think that's great. He's very sympathetic. He's coming off as very sympathetic, but
Yeah.
a lovable big guy. So yeah, and then we got to see Galactus do a casual stroll down Midtown. So that
I
was
know.
interesting. I was like, okay. But overall, I'm great. And then it was confirmed in the first two scenes of the trailer that Sue is indeed pregnant with Franklin Richards. So that so I don't know. Is this the catalyst for why Galactus is coming, because he fears Franklin Richards, and so that's why he's going to eat? Because for whatever reason, I believe that Marvel just can't leave it as simple as that. There's this giant force of nature who just devours worlds. There has to be a reason. He just can't be this, you know, form that is just hungry. There has to be a reason, and I think I really feared they're going to tie it to that, and I really hope they don't. What were your thoughts, Rich?
So I'm kind of the opposite of producer Kyle. What was the end game, I believe, was the trailer with the Hulk, and a lot of the stuff in the trailer never happened.
Oh,
And then we had the great Captain America, where there was an entire trailer for the movie that was not in the movie at all.
yeah, like 90%
And
of
that's
that trailer
why,
wasn't in it.
right. And then we got Thunderbolts, and I'm like, so many different Thunderbolts trailers. I don't believe anything anymore that Marvel's showing me. So while the Fantastic Four trailer, I watched it a couple times, made me happy. That I feel is maybe not what we're going to get. So I was excited for what I saw. I thought, just like you, I'm like, okay, the Silver Surfer's pretty cool looking. I like the different costumes that the Fantastic Four are wearing.
I love those
like that
costumes.
they're not all the same. In the shot, we don't know actually what's happening, but it's just the shot of the team almost in like a downtown with the wreckage behind them, and you see Reed coming towards you in that solid blue outfit. Then you had the spaceship or the weird going into space collar costumes. I love the fact that we're getting multiple costumes on people. That always makes me happy. That's something that I was really, really sad for when the original X-Men movie started. I'm sorry. It's a comic book movie. Put some freaking costumes on. It's not real world. It's a comic book movie. It's supposed to be fantastical and imaginative and colorful.
I think the reason they did that, real quick, I think the reason they did that was because they were trying to lend some form of credibility because they did not know if comic movies were a viable commodity or not. So I think that's why they
I buy that.
I buy
that, but also just do it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Do it. You know what? You're going to have people bitching either way. So whatever. But I'm really happy that we get costumes. I'm glad they're not generic fours. I'm wondering if maybe in a couple Fantastic Four movies we'll get, Sue's boob window. Maybe we'll get a boob window for Sue.
God, no. I hope not. Get some of that malice too.
Anyway, but anyhow, I enjoyed it. I can't wait for the movie. Thunderbolts is coming up, so I'm more focused on Thunderbolts because we're going to see it in a couple weeks, and then we'll get our tickets for it. Just feels like everything's happening, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I'm very excited for like Marvel to kind of come back and do anything, and really kind of make it. Oh, producer Kyle says, "Future Foundation suits has me excited."
Yes, another one.
One thing I want to say before we transition to comics is, so of course I'm one of those suckers that reads comment sections. I don't know why, I just do. They're silly.
I love comments.
And this guy was like, they showed pictures of the Silver Surfer, and the thing was like, who's gonna tell him, right? And the guys on the bottom was like, yo, that's not Silver Surfer. He's a man. And I'm like, okay, so. You're not a comic book reader, but whatever. Number one, whatever. And then number two, hi Garth Wong. Number two, someone wrote, well, because it's probably because they're gonna kill this universe. They don't want to waste Norrin Rad on this movie because this Galactus and this Silver Surfer might not make it through Doomsday. So because
that makes sense. It's true.
Like, it's obvious this universe that they're in is not going to be the universe that they're going to stay in. Like, it's
right.
That's obvious, right? Like, we all know this, right? Like, the universe that the Fox people are in, the universe that the Fantastic Four are in, all that stuff's going away. I think Doomsday, we're going to get a weird kind of mashup of Brian Hitch's Secret Wars, in which Doom becomes a god. I think and to your comment, producer Kyle, I think Robert Downey Jr. is just here to get butts in seats, and he is going to die at the end, and someone else is going to become the new Doctor Doom. Check it out. Watch me. I'm telling you. Watch the space.
We have 2 years.
Robert
Yeah.
Downey Jr. is not going to be in it for the long haul. Nope.
No.
He's there to get people butts in seats, and he's going to hand it off.
Yes.
Watch it. So, alrighty. So that's our stuff that we talked about regarding new movies and whatnot. Now we're going to talk about comics. And the first comic we're going to talk about is Godzilla versus the Hulk. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
And after the last one we read, I was going into this with
Wow.
So Jerry Duggan was the writer. Giuseppe Camicoli was the penciler. I opened it up and I saw his art and I was like, the inker was Danielle Ordolanini. Yes. And the colorist was Federico Blee. And VC's Ariana Maher did the lettering. And the main cover was Giuseppe Camicoli. I got the what did I get? I got the Versus, I think. I don't know. Coog really likes these kinds of, it's the two,
that was a really cool one.
Yeah. All right. So
Barlord, I hate to say it, but I'm gonna say it right now in front of everybody. I loved it.
What?
I thought it was great. I thought it was silly, stupid fun. And if you're a Godzilla fan, it's great. The one thing that I do say that was kind of a problem was I love Camicoli's art, but he cannot draw a convincing Godzilla. He just can't. I'm sorry, he just can't. And that's not a bad thing. Some people can't draw cars, some people can't draw feet, so some people can only draw pouches. It's fine, but
let me tell you, the rest of it
Godzilla
was gorgeous. The rest of it, his figures, I've always loved his figures. It was a really good, imposing Thunderbolt Ross. The humans are amazing.
All the humans looked fantastic. All the humans looked great. Yeah,
but
I agree, Warlord. He's a tough one to get right.
Gamma Godzilla looked amazing.
Yep, I have to agree.
Regular
with that.
Godzilla did not, and they miscolored him in a box. One of the text boxes called him green, and he's definitely gray.
Well,
so someone in the editorial needed to catch that.
Well, maybe he was an off gray greenish. No, Godzuki is not in this. He'll probably be in one of those Marvel Disney books, but no, I guess Godzuki's not owned by Disney, but it's Toho.
But I have to agree with you, Des. I really enjoyed this. It was a fun, like you said, it was action packed.
Dr. Demos?
They took a character from when Godzilla was in the Marvel Universe in 1977.
Yep.
And brought him back and then made him even more terrifying. The plot was not huge, but a good twist at the end. Like the boxes were all checked off for this book. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah.
It was funny though that the twist, we spoil things, everyone. This bugged me because Rick Jones cannot seem to catch a freaking break in any universe, any storyline at all. I'm not going to spoil it, but all I'm going to say is
I'm going to spoil it. They fridged Rick Jones.
They did.
They fridged Rick Jones for this book, and I was like, wow. Wow.
I thought that Camicoli drew great anger in the Hulk.
Yes.
The Hulk was imposing. He actually, they gave him, it was dumb Hulk, but it was smart Hulk on the inside, but vocabulary wasn't his friend. Yeah. And I love that kind of, when the Hulk is when I like it. When he's
mindless,
but not mindless. He knew what he was doing.
No, the mindless Hulk is just kind of like, he's that force of nature that's just like, I'm angry, rah. In this one, we didn't get that. We did not get that in this one. He actually knew what was going on. Yeah. And he basically it was funny. They were like, it's Banner is the one that's the monster, not me. Banner keeps me locked up. I'm just trying to help folks. And I was just like, Wow, that's interesting too. I mean, there's just a lot of interesting stuff in this book that you could peel off and decipher if you wanted to. Hedora was in it, so the smog monster for all you folks, he was like another secret weapon that kind of popped out. I don't know. This was leagues better than the Fantastic Four one. Like,
oh my god,
just
yes.
so much better. It was really good,
and it had a beginning, a middle, and an end that actually could be told continued.
Yeah,
because of the weird little cliffhanger at the end.
Yeah.
So Jerry Duggan, you just, the whole team really nailed this, and I'm so happy because after that Fantastic Four, I said I'm done. I'm not reading anymore.
I don't think Steve, I don't think Rich knows who Hacksaw Jim Duggan is, and so he would not know his catchphrase. He wouldn't know that, but I do. I was a huge WWF wrestling fan in the 80s. Loved him.
No,
so I loved them all. Them, the Bushwhackers, all of them. They were great.
Who got killed in Secret Empire?
Oh, Rick Jones.
Yeah, that poor guy. Probably. I don't know.
So,
I also, one more thing. I really liked them using the Thunderbolt design on the jackets.
Yeah, it was like a Thunderbolt squad.
Yeah, they called themselves the T-Bolts, the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
I don't know. This one was so much better than that Fantastic Four one.
Yeah, and like what was great was the brief history lessons we got and just the casual conversations about how the T-Bolts destroyed all the other kaiju and they can't seem to stop. They can't seem to kill Godzilla. And this whole mission was to lure him out by torturing Mothra. Oh, that was so sad. I was like, how dare you do that to the Queen of Monsters? They show enough. It was just annoying. Like, that part kind of made me sad. Like, I cried a little bit about that. I was like, leave Mothra alone. But yeah, great issue.
Yes, go get it. Go buy it. It's worth it. It really is worth it.
Or you could wait till the trade, because when they all get together, they're going to be great. So, but we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, you got a sneak preview. We're going to be talking about another G.I. Joe one, and I have to tell you real quick, Joe, that Spirit, G.I. Joe.
Oh yes,
yeah. I have to tell you that Spirit was one of my favorite Joes, and I had him as a one of those baby figures with the hawk and everything. Mm-hmm.
It was an eagle.
You know what I mean. Hawk was the guy. Anyway, we'll see you in a minute after the break.
FOC, a comic industry term for the final day a new comic can be ordered by a local comic shop. So, what does that mean to you? Well, it's your last chance to order a new comic book from your local comic shop. Order up! The FOC show will go over every book that's about to be cut off every Friday afternoon.
I'm going to highlight some of the stuff that I think is really worth paying attention to,
so that you can put in an order at your LCS for as many copies or as many variant covers as you want.
Sometimes the store needs to know to up their orders.
Never miss out on a popular comic again. Order up, part of the experience. Sure, comic books are beautiful, but underneath, there's something more authentic and exciting. The original art. See the pencils, the lines, the shading, as if you were there in the studio watching the artist work. Getting a peek at comics' backstage is easy with the original art experience.
All right, Friday night, guys. Thank you for being here. To be doing anything, the fact that you're here means the world to me.
Nick's pieces are always value priced with your budget in mind, for the beginning collector to the veteran.
And this is gorgeous. You got Aquaman and Mira.
Join the original art experience with Nick and our friendly crew of regulars, even if it's just to enjoy the art. Fridays at 7. It's all part of the experience.
Twitch. It's not just what happens when you have too many energy drinks anymore. Check out our content over there, too.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Geek Chat on the Experience. I'm Beardy Rich.
I'm Little Black Beardy Daz.
And we are about to review some brand new number ones. But first, we have a giveaway, as we do. And what is this giveaway this week? It is a 1
Yep.
in 25 Alessandro Cappuccio variant. Very nice.
Italians are
Can't wait to
killing it
talk about
today.
this book. What?
The Italians are killing it today.
I know. So, next up. Oh, wait, we got to tell you how to do it.
Yes.
Put hashtag Geek Chat in the chat. Everyone here knows. We all know. We all know each other now. We know what to do.
So get this, because if you don't do it, Rich
I
gets
get it. And I like
he does.
Cannot wait to talk about this book. But first, we have a silent mission to go on, and it's with Spirit and Freedom, the Eagle. It is Leonardo Romero was the writer and the artist. Chris Peter was the colorist, and that cover was done by Leonardo Romero. Yeah, so we reviewed
Jinx.
And Jinx was a very generic story, in my opinion. This one, though, on the other hand, was very specific. You couldn't put another person in this. I mean, you there were other Joes that could be a tracker, but this story was really focused on him. And that is what I really liked about it.
Yes, exactly. 100% exactly. You nailed it right on the head.
It was story specific. It had wounded foxes. It had grizzly bears. It had a weird mechanical monster. There was only one problem I had with the entire issue. The silent issue worked too. Having no words, everything flowed. Everything made sense, except for one panel. A gun just pops up in the rubble. It was weird and kind of jarring. Did you notice that? It was after he broke into, or not broke into, but got into the complex, and he was hunting the giant,
automaton.
The giant robot thing came out, knocked him to the ground, and then the use of panels is very strong in this. A lot of them are either the 12 panel or a 6 with a middle. Like the panel layouts really were strong in this.
Yeah.
But Spirit's buried. Oh no, he's not buried. He drug himself out, and he's looking around the room, and then a gun just, like, it's not in the rubble. It's not just laying there. It looks like it just pops up. And that's the only panel out of the entire issue. I was like, that makes no sense. Like, no sense. But otherwise,
maybe the eagle brought to him.
Yeah, no. He was knocked out too. I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed this issue a lot. It really made up for that Jinx.
Yeah, much better than Jinx. And I think that's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this one, is because this is how you do a silent issue. Like, this is how you do it. You have it character specific. You basically show why it's going on, and you inform the reader by the actions, not the words. And I thought the artist's rendition of him, the action sequences, everything that was in it, it had a nice flow to it. It made sense to what was happening. And it didn't feel generic, like any Joe could do it. You know,
Right.
I really felt like this is the person that could do it. You know, when he was tracking, when he was looking around, like all of that, like it made sense to me. Plus, like I said before, I had his figure. I thought he was awesome. I thought he was cool. I love the bird and everything about it. So I have fond memories of him and Shipwreck. Those two were
What about Quick Kick?
Well, Quick Kick is always there because I love ninjas. So it was always the Ninja Clans and all that stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sure enough, Image has been doing G.I. Joe for a while now. You know,
So, yeah, they did it.
Yeah, they did the Energon universe, which is the new modern take, and then this is the classic 80s G.I. Joe.
Yeah, they also kept from Larry Hama. They kept the numbering for his Real American Hero as well.
Yes, Freedom did say silent too. Although it was funny because every now and then you go, All righty, moving right along.
You're a Joe fan. I would say pick this one up.
Yeah.
I really would.
I want to know your thoughts about Summer of Superman special #1.
So first, I got the crypto cover because
That's how crypto's supposed to look. Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
All
Oh my God,
scraggly and-
yes. The James Gunning of the DCU has happened because we no longer have a big, strong crypto. We have a little wimpy dog as
No,
crypto.
that's fine. I don't care that if he's small or anything. He would just look too raggedy. Like crypto
Very
looks
raggedy.
too raggedy. Like I don't know, but that dog did not. It was not doing it for me. Like
Where the hell did my glasses
I
go?
don't know. Just that crypto in the movie. I'm gonna have to like really see a lot more because he better be a charming ass dog because right now I am not feeling it. Nope.
All right, so this had 3 writers. It was broken up into 3 separate stories: the past, the present, and the future. Kind of.
The 3
Mark
writers for the
Waid
books, right?
did chapter 1. What?
They're the 3 writers for the upcoming projects, right? That's
Yes.
that's why, yeah.
Yep. Dan Slott, your happy little, what do you call him, troll? He did chapter 2, and then Joshua Williamson did chapter 3. The artist is Jorge Jimenez for most of it. Finishers done on chapter 3 was by Belen Ortega. The epilogue artist is Dan Mora. That man, I'm so glad is like DC needs to chain him down so that he can't go. And the letter is Dave Sharp. That cover was done by Jorge Jimenez and Tomi More. It features Validus, which I have always loved him from the Great Darkness Saga, a little bit before that, when they learned who Validus actually was. So I enjoyed him being the connecting villain through the whole book. Hey, BB Haunted Comics, welcome in. This actually made me excited for... I am not a Superman fan, people. I don't find any real compelling Superman-ness stories because he can basically do anything. But this made me actually want to read a couple books, especially the book that the Legion's going to be in. Very excited for that.
Unfortunately, BBJ is not working with us tonight. It is producer Kyle. So I don't know if producer Kyle has access to it. But I guess there's a Supergirl cover that's supposed to be bananas. I haven't seen it. So but I like it. I am a Superman stan. I love Superman. I think he is the complete opposite of Spider-Man, and I think that's why. I think they're completely on 2 different spectrums, and I think I think that's why I really like them. And he's like the Boy Scout, like you do anything, like you said. But yeah, the connecting tissue was this basically was a continuation of what happened at the end of what was that thing? Armageddon, was that what it was called? The ending of, I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, where Darkseid goes and creates his new universe, the Absolute Universe. Basically, you flash over to the Absolute Universe and you see that he was trying to get away from that universe because that version of the Legion of Superheroes are evil. You know, they are. You know, I don't want to say pawns.
They're Darkseid's.
Yeah, but it's Darkseid's Legion, and so he was trying to escape them. So I got super excited for that. Although I was annoyed because at the beginning we start with a young Superman, so a Superboy, but they never call him Superboy in that. You just see a younger version of Clark, and he has this thing about how they mind wiped him or put a mind block for his time when he was working with the Legion of Superheroes. And so basically it talks about how the through narrative is how Lana and him didn't really get together.
Nope.
And that's kind of because of what happened between what's his name again? Valus? I can't remember.
Validus.
Yeah, Validus going through different chapters in Superman's life. And so when young Superboy is going through his life, as he's seeing the timeline, he sees that he marries Lois. But that but
He doesn't know who it is, though.
Yeah,
He sees
can't-
him married to someone not
her.
Lana with
Yeah.
a kid, and he was freaked out. So when
Yeah.
he got back to her, because Clark always had to make up excuses. So they're on the porch, and he's like, "Oh, I ate too many pancakes. I need to go get some antacid." And she's like,
Yeah.
"We should take stock in it." And then he goes and he fights everyone, comes back, and after what he saw, he's like, so he was going to tell her the secret, and he decided not to because
Yeah.
he knows his destiny
he
is
did
not
know.
with her.
He did know. He didn't know. Remember, because he started to forget all that.
Right.
There was
Yeah, he was
some
forgetting.
aching that said that don't do this.
Yeah.
And so it continues that path as you see that, she actually marries Irons, who is
Oh my God. I just want to
Steel.
say one thing. They completely took the Superman and Lois TV show and adapted that to the DC
I noticed.
comic books.
Yeah, I saw. I've only seen like bits and pieces of it, but I can see the similarities.
Yes, the fact that Lana is with Steel in the Superman and Lois
Yeah.
it just came to here.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. I really want to talk about real quick though, just the stories in back that they're promoting. The epilogue.
Yeah, that's.
Oh my God. Should we spoil it?
Yeah, I just already talked about it.
No, you didn't.
I thought I did.
Booster Gold?
Yeah, that we find out what happened to Booster Gold.
Yes, you do.
Mhm.
So in this we get
I didn't talk about Booster Gold being there. I just said that it showed the evil Legion of Superheroes. Sorry. Yes.
yeah, I
Booster
spoiled
Gold.
it. Sorry.
Yeah, Booster Gold is there.
So Sophie Campbell is doing Supergirl, drawing, writing, like excited for that. She's getting a new costume, which is just a shield. Crypto, the last dog of Krypton, is getting a limited series. I can't wait for that.
Mm.
I don't know about Adventures of Superman Book of L. That really doesn't. It's about the super twins, and I could give two rats butts about them. But I'm actually really excited for what's coming up in some of these Superman books. And the one I was talking about with the Legion is going to be in Superman, the actual title. So Mark Waid's going to be writing Action Comics, Joshua Williamson's doing Superman, and Dan Slott is doing Superman Unlimited.
Yes.
With Raphael Albuquerque.
Yes, I cannot wait. I'll be picking up all of them. Make it the summer of Superman for me, please. Thank you. Tired of Batman. Hi, Ian and Becca. Thank you so much.
Hey, Ian and Becca Comics. All right.
Yeah.
So next up, we're getting through these because we got two more, and I want to talk about them. I don't want them to go. So Superior Avengers is a One World Under Doom tie-in, and most tie-ins, Des and I review when they're throwaways. Don't really care about them. This one, I wasn't even planning on. I think I was planning on reading this one just
You
because
did.
it has Superior Avengers in it, and I was like, okay, I got to find the credits. So why don't you go about what it was?
Basically, they are Doom's version of the Avengers, and they consist of folks that Doom's son has pulled throughout times. They have pulled from future timelines in which Doom's reign was not challenged, and it lasted. So these are people who were sworn to Doom, and he brought them back to this time in order to inspire the folks of 616 that Doom is indeed a good ruler and a good protector. So that is why they are here. And I thought that in and itself really gave a very interesting reason for there all to be there. And I thought, okay, I'll continue. But then there's more.
Yeah, let me get this done first.
Yeah.
Hey, Easy Reader. Hey, Alan. So Steve Fox was the writer. Luca Maresca with one page done by Kyle Holtz. I love Kyle Holtz. That page was amazing, by the way. Color artist is Mattia Iacono. Lettering done by VC's Corey Pettit. And that main cover was Arby Silva and Jesus Abertov. And then a bunch of variants. I got just the main one because they were meh. So on the team is Killmonger, Abomination. So Killmonger is the Black Panther. Abomination is the Captain America right in the front. Dr. Octopus is to the far right back. Onslaught is the Magneto helmet. Malekith, not shown on the cover, which
Nope.
was interesting. Ghost, which is between
Mhm.
Abomination and Dr. Octopus. And then Christoph Bernard, which
That's
is
the son.
Doom's son.
Mhm.
Um,
He's kind of the handler.
yes, he's in charge of everything. I thought it was interesting that Abomination is not the monster.
Nope.
He's in a Captain America-ish, complete with shield.
Mhm.
Killmonger was a good reveal. Didn't see that coming either.
Yep, it's a female. So I'm not
It's a
sure if
female?
this is Shuri or anybody. They have not gained real names yet.
Yeah. We get hints that Onslaught is a dead body.
I
Who
think
telepathically, what? Who do you think it is?
Quinn Quire.
You do?
Mhm.
Because of the telepathy?
And the
Okay.
telekinesis. I think that it's Quinn Quire.
And then we have Ghost, who we really don't know much more about.
That she's terrified or something. She's scared of
She's what's
going on.
But the twist at the end, I'm ready for number 2. Like this is just a throwaway series. I don't think anything's ever going to come out of it, but I actually it kept my interest enough, and then the ending, I was like, okay, I'll read number 2.
Yeah, the reveal was fun. I was like, oh damn, okay. So it looks like these folks are not as down with Doom as we previously thought.
You down with DOOM?
Yeah, they're not down with
DOOM. They're not down with DOOM at all.
Not at all. And they make that known at the end. And it was, I don't know. I just was like, we read so many, you said it earlier, we read so many of these, and then to get one that was actually good, and the artwork was good, and then it actually was like, it had a compelling hook, and you're like, oh damn, okay. Yeah, I was reading it and I was like, oh damn, oh, they actually try to do something with this. Oh, okay. So I was like, because seriously, like I honestly thought it was going to be like a one and done, and we'd see more of these in the actual like series of Doom stuff, so it was like a one and done. But the fact that it was actually a continued series, I had no idea what this was going into it. I literally thought it was just like, Dark Avengers light,
Yeah.
And then when they started doing it, I was like, oh damn, all right, this is not bad. So yeah, I would definitely say if you have any disposable income or you're looking for something else to read, this was actually pretty good.
And you don't need to know anything going in except that it's Doom's world.
Yeah.
Like that's
really
it.
Good.
It was such a good I don't want to say intro, but they did what they were supposed to do.
It was a great intro, and then seeing Annihilus and having it be the annihilation wave, and then seeing and having this in the same issue connect back to why they were fighting Annihilus. I don't know. It was just it just like the whole thing that was going, like the narrative they were telling, like it made sense, and it was just like, damn, okay, I get it. This is nice,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just you don't usually see this level of craftsmanship in a tie-in title. I think that's
nowadays.
That really
I don't want to say that. Back in the day, the tie-ins were really good, and they actually did tie in. But the last couple of events you and I have been reading, some of those that Spider-Man gang war,
and
like
the Blood Hunt
was they've been rough. This one was not rough. I actually enjoyed it. Steve Fox, good job.
Yeah.
Now our last one, I wasn't planning on reading, but I'm glad I did because I really liked one of the stories in this.
Is it the first one?
Web of Venom. Oh, there were 2 stories. Web of Venomverse, Fresh Brains.
I had no idea this was leading into a much bigger thing. Like I honestly thought that it was a Spider-Verse kind of like parallel, but the fact that this is leading into something else, I was like, oh damn! Like I literally
did the whole. The whole Venom, we've gone through them just like we did the web. So
I didn't know. I literally thought that, okay, they're cashing in. Well, I mean, they are. But they're cashing in on the Spider-Verse thing by using Venom because Venom is like, people like Venom, and this is what
Right.
they're doing. But of course, they're tying it into something bigger that I did not know.
Yeah. So there were 5 stories in this. I'm just going to go through quick. The Hive Mind, written by Matt Grom. Luciano Vecchio did the art, and then Rachel Rosenberg did the color. Venom Mouse was Erica Schultz did the writing. Dylan Burnett did the art. Jim Campbell was the color artist. Venomizer was David Dastmalchian, I believe. And then I can't believe Juan Jose.
Right?
I absolutely love his art.
Blown away.
Can't wait to talk about that. And Yen Nitro was the color artist. Venom was Matt Grome, did the writing. Chris Allen art. Matt Mila color artist. Phlegm, which was a cute little story. Chris Aliopoulos, I think that's his name. He did the writing, the art, the color, lettering, and the letter for the whole book. Besides that, was VC's Travis Lanham, and my favorite Luciano Vecchio did that cover. Love him. He is going to be on Uncanny X-Men, one of the rotating artists. So I'm so happy. I have been following him on Twitter for the longest time, and I'm so happy that he got an X book because his art. Remember, he did the Resurrection of Magneto, and the art was just spectacular.
Fantastic.
So he's going to be on Uncanny. Wait a minute, Dave. That Polka Dot Man from Guns Suicide Squad is a writer too. That's crazy that he wrote the Venomizer. That was actually one of my favorite stories in the book. So real quick, the first book, Hive Mind, is just the connective tissue between the 3 stories. It basically breaks down, like what Des said, this big upcoming event. We get the Hive Mind of the Venom verse. So the Web of Life is, what is her name? Madam Web in the Spiders, and for Venom, it's like a hive mind.
Yeah, it's a hive mind. There isn't one
and that's
person.
Just a connecting, letting you know that he's looking for a leader for this, and that's what the stories are. So the first story is a very cute story where a mouse in a lab gets a little bit of the venom on him and just wants to help all the animals and lets all the animals escape. It's a cute little story.
Yeah, because the hive mind is looking for a group of Venoms throughout the multiverse to fight against a group of spiders across the multiverse. And so now it's looking for its leader. And so that's why it did not choose the mouse, because the mouse is diminutive size. And, you know, she wanted to see it, or it wanted to see the mouse mature and see what was going on. So cute little story. You know, it was great seeing a mouse as Venom. So
yeah. And then we get what was my favorite story with Power Pack. And it's really weird to see a horror artist drawing Power Pack. The pages are spectacular.
Yeah, so if you're looking at the cover, the bottom right-hand corner of the cover, that is Katie Power and that universe's Venom together. So
Katie Power.
Yeah.
I've been a
Power
fan
is
of
a
Power
Venom
Pack from issue number 1 back in the day. And I feel they get a raw deal now because basically they are unable to age, even though it's really weird that Julie is in that Avengers Assemble book, but no one really gets to age. And the fact that Katie Power threw one of her power balls at Venom ate it and then ate her, and now they're bonded. And I might pick up the Venom versus whatever to see if she's in it.
I want to see that story.
I do. I loved it.
It's awesome. And they left her like that, you know, so I would love to see what's going on with that.
And then we get a Venom from Universe Earth 2250,
2250,
who something has happened to Spider-Man, and he has taken up to right the wrongs. I didn't quite get what happened to Spider-Man.
Exactly. It was left as a mystery because maybe this might become a new Venom for something, because we have the Mary Jane Venom going around. But this was the one that was chosen, and so yeah, it looks like a very classic Venom who maybe is like at the beginning of his career or whatnot, but
We got
But-
5 minutes.
Yeah.
I just want to say this story took inspiration from the Venom movies because of the way Venom's head came out at the kitchen table when you see Eddie and they're talking to each other.
Yeah, I almost thought it was that one, but it's not. So
same.
And then
This
the
was
Flim,
really good.
And the Flim at the bottom was like a one-pager based on kind of looked like Calvin and Hobbes, in which this little girl she had Carnage or Flim, and Flim was hungry, and so Flim went down and ate her parents. So it's kind of funny. So.
It was so stupid. I loved it.
But anyway,
I really got to say, these were all good books this week.
Yes,
we hit a winner of books.
Good week. If you have disposable income, go check out all these books. It's worth it.
Any of them.
But like Rich said, want to say if you have not already posted in the in the comment section #Geek Chat, please do so now, because this is what you're going to win. It's Superior Avengers #1. So it's a variant cover 1 in 25, and you could win this cover. That way, you can read this fantastic book that we actually really, really enjoyed. So definitely do that. If you haven't already, put that in. And then
get yours in.
Yeah,
you're good.
Producer Kyle, if you could pull that beautiful rotating names list thingy footage, that way we can kind of hit it. So yes, BB Haunts, unfortunately you are not eligible until next week. So
Barlord.
Oh,
wait, didn't he win last week?
Barlord won recently, so unfortunately, Barlord cannot win again until the next 2 weeks. So sorry, Barlord. Go buy a lottery ticket, my friend. Show enough one. All righty.
Congratulations. Hey, everyone, thank you for joining us. Like, subscribe. We got who's next? It just went out of my head.
Mog and Mel.
Mog and Mel. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I apologize. I was about to say their name and it just bloop.
Yes. Hungry.
I am very hungry.
So for Rich, whose stomach is growling and making him hungry, I'll say thank you so much for tuning in. We will be back next week, in which we'll talk about more stuff. And as always, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to us and hang out with us. We love you all, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Join the